Hi, welcome to the whatever edition podcast. This is the Woke Salaryman podcast, and this is our first podcast in our new office. So, anything to say? Like, what do you feel about the new office so far and things like that?
Yeah, I think it's not bad. Definitely an upgrade over our former
Our
one.
old one,
yeah,
yes.
The one that would have possibly given us lung cancer.
I think quite likely, actually.
Yeah, I
at
mean,
that
if
rate.
we had worked on that for maybe like 2 more years, maybe have.
Yeah, so what happened in our old office was that actually like opposite from us, we rented in this old mall. You can go and see the video. I'll just put the link in the description, right? Like across from us, right, our neighbor actually is like a, what would you say, like a
Sunwing place, like a Chinese fortune teller.
fortune teller / incense supply. I don't know which one
Yeah.
it is, but the gist is that like every 2 p.m. they'll start burning incense.
Actually, something cool.
Uh-huh.
There was a huge fire at Southern Plaza recently.
I don't think it's not that shop
I
lah.
know, but I
It's
know.
downstairs one lah.
Could have been us. I remember looking at the video.
We would have been disrupted lah, yeah.
When looking at the video, then like our window was there.
Or you could see our window.
You know,
from
like the
there.
tree that
yeah,
we
the
always
tree,
look
yes.
at, yeah. Then like the fire was raging like maybe like 8 meters away.
Right. Oh, that close.
Yeah, damn close one.
I see.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, so I'm very grateful that we moved out. Like, and I got that same kind of. I remember when we first moved into our new office, the rent was $1,000 a month. This place around what 2 plus K, right?
2.2K a month.
2.2K. Yeah.
Then we had to spend a bit on reno
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well to
That's
make
what I
sure like
remember.
it's
It's
decent.
okay lah.
Because
It's-
if not, the floors were bare, everything.
yeah, concrete, right?
Yeah, there was no air conditioning.
No,
Then
I
the-
remember when we first moved into the first place, which is the one that you say got the fire 8 meters away, that one, right? I was very like, wow, what y'all doing? Like, y'all so yaya now. Like, you think you made it, huh? The business not even like 3 years old, you want to go office, whatever. So I kept telling myself all these things, right? And I'm getting these same feelings again now. Like, wow, you think you what, yaya, papaya, big shot, move into proper office, huh? You think you made it? Like, so I thought it would disappear with the first office because we really needed to move for like the lung health of us and our colleagues.
yes, the lung health.
Yeah, the lung health, right? Like, we remember bringing one like minister around and then they were burning outside. And it was so embarrassing. Lah.
Yes.
So it was a very important move for us to make. But even then, like functionally, even if it worked, like in my mind also, I keep whacking myself saying, wow, you think what, big business now, huh? You want to move in, double your rent, huh?
I mean, you are right to feel stressed. I mean, like our costs have like went up significantly.
Yeah, quite a lot, yeah.
Right. I think like the reno was like close to 20K.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then now we have 3 staff or 3 colleagues.
Three additional
I
colleagues.
think you
apart
must say
from
colleagues.
just
We
two of
cannot
us.
say staff, but you know.
Can lah, but
That's
I
what people will use, right?
I prefer to say
Okay,
colleagues
but,
myself.
3
lah,
colleagues,
lah,
yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, Riff. We called you staff. I take it back.
Colleague.
Will you forgive us?
Yeah, she
Okay.
says we're forgiven.
I have been forgiven.
Next time we see on Glassdoor, like I did not truly forgive. 1 out of 5. Well, do you get that kind of feeling also? Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, I mean-
what you're doing now, huh? You want to increase your rent? Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I am aware that the costs have increased.
yeah.
But I think that's the cost of also doing more content, right? Like if you want to get a stuff out regularly,
yeah.
and also if you want to have like a nice mix of organic content and also sponsored content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the first 2 months of the year,
Yeah.
wow, we did so much sponsored content.
Yeah, so we must apologize, lah, but
Yes.
also partly it was because we were so frantic to cover for the sudden rise in operating costs, lah. Even with the reno being what 20K, almost 20K, right? Like honestly, and we can do a quick office tour. Maybe I'll just cut to office tour, like quick one now, right?
Cut.
You will see that like B-roll, lah, right? You will see
Okay.
that our office also is still quite, as one of our guests that we invited over say, quite startup-y one. You know, it's not like super swanky, got
Of
moss
course.
on the wall, whatever kind of thing, a
What,
fountain.
moss?
Moss.
Like what?
You know those like the wall then is like they put different
Oh,
plants.
MOSS.
MOSS.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
What
was
do you
thinking
think?
like the religious moss.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah,
really,
okay.
Like,
I'm
the
very
plant moss lah.
I'm very happy you clarified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's my kind of.
Yeah.
I would love to have that, but then it's just the cost wise, like, and also our ceiling very high, so we were also considering doing like a mezzanine level, which is like another half level.
Yeah.
But I think not yet lah. So if you just look at the entirety of the interior design wise, right, it looks damn like startup-y lah, like everything on the floor.
It's
with
bare
the-
lah, it's bare.
Yeah, it's very bare lah. So.
Yeah. So actually, it looks like our old office. We just moved the
But
the
no
same
smoke,
furniture.
no smoke,
No-
and
no
then
more
the
carpet.
aircon is not super cold. Yeah, no more carpet
The
also.
aircon actually controllable.
Yeah, aircon actually controllable.
Yeah. So, I think that's why we did like a whole bunch of sponsor content to cover that. And I think now, I guess I get a sense of like what my previous bosses must have felt like in their old company.
Yeah.
I mean, when last time I always tell my boss, hey, we should do this, we should do this.
Yeah.
And sometimes like cause in advertising, you don't need to suggest ideas that will
Come to fruition immediately. Is
yeah,
it?
or you can just suggest ideas that it's very creative as a concept, will add to our portfolio of the company.
Yeah.
But will not make money.
I see.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of I proposed like a lot of those last time as an employee.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking like the boss like, oh, this Rayming always think of this thing but come not make money.
Yeah. Need money when he don't really
damn
realize.
annoying.
Just suggest. Then I reject, then he get upset.
Yeah. And then, I mean I did get upset lah. That was very childish of me. And I only see it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's running this thing has given me like insight on like who I used to be and how people might have thought of me. It makes me wish I did not say those things last time. But I mean
you're young
yeah,
also.
I was young lah, yeah. So
But also as a boss also, I think it's very hard to tell idealistic, ambitious young people that we once were. Unfortunately, we already lah, okay? But like we once also were. They said, hey, we should do this. It will change the landscape. The morale will be like this, like, or like buy this big round table. Then like who give the money? Put where got space? Like I had a lot of these ideas also when I was like working last time.
Yeah.
That now I just like as more of the person at the top running the thing, looking at the accounts also, like it makes you like, I don't know how to say like whether we are slower or less creative. It's not like less creative. The ideas still come, but like it gives. I have a lot more pause on it nowadays. I keep thinking about, is this really worth like the man hours that we have to spend to earn this amount of money to cover?
I think it's not necessarily like less creative. I feel like the ideas are all there on like at the back of your mind. But first of all, it's like, okay, we gotta break even this month. Right? We gotta pay for people's things first. Then do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like just do the fun stuff. Cause you don't need to worry about these things last time when you were just proposing the ideas.
Yeah. I feel like on the colleague front also, like managing some of the colleagues, because now we have 3 other colleagues.
Yeah, introduce. You can put
so
their Instagram page.
So actually the first hire was Viv, who's sitting over there, because today is like work from home. So we're trying to do this thing where like Wednesdays I work from home, but Viv came anyway because she don't like working from home.
Actually, yeah, we didn't force her.
We didn't force her, she's just here.
Yeah, she just came.
Yeah, so Viv is our first hire, and Viv does our accounts and deals with clients and things like that, which is tremendous. After Viv, we hired Mel. Mel helps me with the drawing, and she used to freelance for us first, and she has done quite a lot of pieces that are very, very well received. And then recently we hired one more artist, and her name is Wen Xing. And Wen Xing is freaking good at drawing, really, really fast, and really, really good also. Like to the point where like sometimes she do so fast that I feel like I'm redundant. I don't need to draw so much, which is good actually, because aside the initial like artistic pride kind of thing, like, hey, am I lousier? Which is actually not even something that I should be worried about, because I should try to hire people that are better than me, right?
Yep.
We are just differently good at different things also. I mean, also it frees me up to be able to try more different things, like to spend more time doing our podcast and putting these video things together. I didn't like how I said video things together. So it's good also lah, right? Yeah. But also like on that front, right, I feel like sometimes I'm such an uncle in my way of thinking about it. Like, I caught myself thinking this. I'm like, wow, we're paying them, then they are not. What if they are not working 100% from 9 to 5? Like, what if they take a break, like a long break? Like I had that thought, and then I caught myself. I'm like, dude, like you are working 100% when you go 9 to 5 last time, man.
I mean,
you never take small break one, man.
I confirm never work 100%.
Yeah, you confirm never lah. Right.
I think, I mean, I can see why.
But that was my first thought now,
I
because I understand that the dollars that's coming off our bank account, right, is dollars that otherwise could have come to us both,
Yeah, or done something else with it.
Yeah.
Maybe like hire someone else.
Yeah,
or get like nicer furniture.
Yeah, exactly. Or moss wall, right? Yeah.
Yes, moss wall.
Sorry.
We look at Viv and like, oh man, could have been a
Viv
moss.
could have been a moss wall.
Could have been a moss wall, but she
we
just
arranged a moss in her face, but it's made of moss nevertheless.
But she's just sitting there. Nah, I'm kidding.
Any thoughts about that? Do you feel that way sometimes? Like,
I mean, okay, because as a employee, I used to always complain about bosses.
yeah,
I like to share those memes. My boss torture me or exploit me, blah 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 blah.
what, now or last time?
Last time.
Okay.
So now I actually see the other side. Then I realized actually last time maybe I exploit my boss, because my boss pay me, but sometimes I never. But during working hours, sometimes like I slack around, right? Sometimes I surf LinkedIn to look for other jobs, or I will go and like Viv, are you searching LinkedIn?
She's searching it now.
Yeah, searching it now. Yeah. Okay, but or like I go plan my next holiday.
Yeah.
And technically, like that is my employer's time.
Technically lah, but
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean,
who is 100%?
Okay, but I mean, my boss didn't mind because in the end I deliver the work, right? And that's the most important. And I think like as a boss, you gotta let go of that. You know
that squeeze everything possible from the thing, right?
I think there are people like that, but it's hard to retain talent or good people that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when you want to squeeze people out of it, I think like the people who actually have stuff to be squeezed out, they're like, huh? You're like that, I don't work with you.
Yeah.
Then they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I think I wrote something on LinkedIn recently. I mean, good people have options, right? If you squeeze people, good people will just leave elsewhere. Then you'll be stuck with people who don't have options. And then it's a downward spiral from there.
Actually, thinking back to my corporate days where I was working, for example, in some of these like more corporate MNCs, right? Like I remember one of my old workplaces, they had a Nintendo Switch and a PlayStation set up at the corner of the office, right? I've never ever seen anyone playing it.
I think no one plays this stuff.
No, the only time I played it was during the company bonding session kind. Then they just said, hey, you want to play? Then like reluctantly, you just go, okay, I play. Just to help the HR, make it look like a lively photo kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like there is that culture last time also. I felt a little bit of people. Okay, maybe the game not fun. I don't know. Maybe they
What game was it?
Not Nintendo Switch standards. Okay one like
Mario Kart
I will play at home one but
doable.
But or is it the placement because it was quite near the CEO's table? So many people scared to go. But the CEO would not have had any problems with that.
Yeah.
Unless you're very loud or rockers.
I think it's just like the culture, you know. Like,
yeah.
Everybody's working, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be playing games. You don't want to be leaving the office too early.
Is that an Asian thing, you think?
I don't know the Asian thing. I think I've seen American YouTube channels complain about this. So I don't think it's an Asian thing. I think it's a very human thing to do. When you see everyone's working, then you will feel bad doing it. And people might wonder like, that's so strange. The person's actually doing that. Even when like there's no explicit rule like saying you cannot do this.
I mean, they put it there. It's for you to play one.
Yeah.
That was the intention of it.
Yeah.
But I think for me, actually digging deeply, the fear for me, right, is I scared if I go and play, right, somebody will be thinking, this Wei Chun, like got some work left, he need to deliver, then he go playing now. Yeah. But I mean, that's part of it, right? Sometimes I need to take a break in between. Exactly. I don't just do until I got no more work left, then I break.
Yeah,
right?
But also sometimes like, let's say super high management, they write this like mission statement, you know, we want a company to be our fun place, blah, 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 blah. Everyone can relax. Yeah. Then what happens is that the middle management don't believe in this stuff.
Right. It doesn't get translated down, right?
They just want to get shit done. So maybe when you play game, the CEO is like, oh wow, this person is living our values.
Yeah.
Then the middle management.
The middle manager actually writing down already like,
wow, go Wei Chun. During what hour went to play game. Then like I don't know, it's not against company policy, but we'll find way to use against him.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very real possibility.
Yeah, that's why I don't play. I'm just very scared. Because I would think that also with politics and whatever, right? Like that people will find whatever reasons that they see visually, even though that me playing at the thing might not even reflect my actual work ethic and whether I'm delivering my work or not. So I'm just scared that like, even if it's not the actual work that I do, even if I'm doing it damn fast, like me actually visually walking around the office doing nothing, and then from somebody else from another department not knowing what I do, don't like me, then will use that as a narrative against me, you know? Like, this Wei Chun always playing game one, probably not doing his work. But actually me and my manager, we okay, I'm delivering my work. I think what will help is for us to develop better systems to sort of assess that somebody is delivering the work they're supposed to do. So you are no longer trying to assess somebody's performance based on like attendance or what they're literally doing at the table. Because for example, I might work very well if I'm drawing on one screen and watching YouTube on another screen. But then somebody walking by and say, hey, well, we always watch YouTube, man. But actually I'm working damn well, you know. So judge me based on my results, not what I'm actually doing.
I also think there's like some self-awareness involved. You know, like, I mean, of course, let's say you did all your work, maybe you're like the company number 1 employee.
Yeah.
Now of course you can let's say
Slack
you want
off.
to play a game,
Yeah.
right? You can show people that no, you can like openly relax during work hours as long as your work is done.
You talking about yourself, is it?
No lah, no.
Are you a diva, you think? I think you quite
a bit. Last time.
Because we used to work at the same place. And I remember Riming sometimes would take nap, man. Like 3, 4 p.m. We go to the equipment room, right? We open, right? He's just sleeping there. So I was also thinking, like, wow, this guy are damn brazen, yeah. Like, and I never learned it. I never took it on myself. Like, even when I went to other places, I was always very proper. I try not to be unprofessional, that kind of thing.
Okay, but see, right? I was hiding in the equipment room sleeping.
Yeah, so that was...
It's very different from, sleeping out in the open. Right?
Okay, I think that's fair. I mean, I'm not saying that's a problem.
Yeah.
But I have heard people talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, not disparagingly, but like, it's like, he always like that. That kind of tone, So I think actually you have been sort of like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went to our different offices after that, different places to work after that, like I also had colleagues that were like, they would leave at 5 p.m. that kind.
Yeah.
But like for me, even now, when this is technically like my company,
Yes.
like I'm afraid to leave my desk because I scared people judge me for not doing my work.
Well,
I still get it,
Yeah, because I feel like as long as you have done the work
Yeah.
and the work is good,
Yeah.
then you can do. I mean, then you're free to, Okay, no, that's the asshole thing.
I know what you're trying to say. You're saying like as long as you deliver your
Yeah, as long as you deliver the work, then
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with like taking it a bit chill during work hours lah.
Yeah.
Or not following like, I'm not saying like break all the rules of HR.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying like not trying to be like this perfect employee all the
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like that the facade is quite meaningless. You just do the work, let the work speak for itself, and then right, and I guess some people will say like, oh, but then what if they play politics? Then like people might it might affect my work because of someone say so and so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if the environment
It's
does
like
that
that.
to you, it's like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave anyway.
Right.
So I'm just here to do the best work possible, earn the paycheck. And then if my boss recognize me or don't recognize me, then okay lah, I'll stay right.
If you don't recognize, then your system is flawed.
Yeah, and like as like someone who constantly like improves, like tries to get the best work possible.
Yeah.
And if you always practice your skills,
Yeah.
there's always somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want it,
Right.
okay lah. Next place.
Right,
And that's
right.
fine. Like if a place is going to penalize me because like I take like half an hour naps or maybe 1 hour naps. Yeah. Okay.
1 hour nap though, bro.
30-minute naps. Okay, I think 1 hour nap.
You're cutting
Okay,
it.
1 hour
That's
nap a bit too much. Okay.
Yeah.
If a place is going to penalize me because I take like 1 hour naps.
Yeah.
No, sorry. 30
minute
minute
nap,
nap.
yeah,
Then I can always go elsewhere.
True, like you have options. Like,
And then
you're
why-
able to go for example like maybe Google, then they got sleep pod one, then you can go and sleep. Because
Yeah.
that's just part of the
I
thing.
mean,
'Cause-
Google has never hired me, yeah, but I mean, it would have been
But I
cool.
think you can sort of get lah. If you try hard, you
Aiyo,
can get
aiyo.
one.
I think you mentioned Google, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure already.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but-
you can't get it.
Yeah, I can't get it. I suck Google.
Yeah. So
Don't hire
like,
me.
So like now thinking about it, like in us starting this thing now, we are now like a media business. Like it is so difficult for me to say, but objectively, definition wise, we are.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, we are private limited.
Yeah. So
Got UEN number, everything.
yeah, so like suddenly now also like I feel like a bit imposter syndrome also because like I'm transitioning from just a highly technical person that was drawing comics to now I also need to be able to execute my experience across 3 manpower worth of output already. And then to do that there's a culture already. And I have to think about all this now. I'm wondering like should I micromanage? Like if I don't micromanage, am I weak? Will they take advantage of me and our company? Because it's not just my money, it is also half yours that is being spent on manpower. But right now what I feel is still like I'm trying as much as possible to think about it and measure our output in terms of actual deliverable output, not what I'm seeing people do, because everybody's work pattern different, right? But having said that also, like I can imagine and understand why some workplaces, especially when you are not hiring and handpicking your hires very carefully, right, why you might have certain things in place that might seem a bit stringent. Because like, if you can't exactly measure output very strictly, right, you have to use other indicators, and attendance is actually a okay one. Like, that's why, for example, industrial era, it was so much of a thing, right? The time stamping thing. Actually, that's attendance.
Yeah, no, I think
right?
like industrial era was very straightforward.
Yeah.
You show up, yeah.
You go on the factory line, you do that
Yeah,
thing.
you do this X number of things for X numbers, you
Yeah.
create this X number of product.
Yeah.
I think now maybe wait for client to reply,
Yeah.
client send back,
There's downtime sometimes.
then got delay
right?
on the end.
Yeah, there's crunch and there's downtime.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So we have to be flexible, and we also need to think about how to motivate and also allow people to have breaks.
So now you manage a team of 3, right?
Yeah.
How's that
Including
different?
myself, 3 people.
Yeah. How's that different from creating all the art yourself?
Actually, the biggest lesson I've learned, right, is that delegation is super important, and I have to let go sometimes and let people be able to surprise me. And a lot of times the surprise will be bad, like, hey, I didn't say do it like this. But you have to inbuild that. You have to build it so that you have 20% buffer for
Of course.
unexpected turnout, for the sketch to be not quite what I want.
Of course.
And the more we do feedback, it will take longer at first.
Yeah.
Because if I do it myself, I do it myself, 5 hours, I can finish the sketch already.
Yeah.
But if I give it to somebody else, they do it in 4-5 hours, then I ask them to do another iteration, another 3 hours, then fix some more, another 2 hours. It seems like it's more, but me going through all that, especially for a colleague that I know is going to stay with us for a long time, I hope all our colleagues stay with us.
Investment.
Yeah, so they will get better, and they will know what I want, and they will be better at just getting faster and faster. And I am observing that already.
Yeah.
So for me, the biggest boss battle so far has been letting go and trusting people to do the work. And also when I give my timelines to Viv, like I buffer in a little bit of a 20% for things to go wrong. And that has been huge, right? Because that gives us the buffer space to be creative and to try things that might not work out. And you need that 20%. Yeah.
I find that to be true also because I run my other company which writes articles.
What do you run? What is it?
It's like a...
If you're comfortable with it,
it's like a small content agency.
You want to give it a plug, like, in case
Yeah,
you want.
it's called a Central Content Bureau or CCB.
CCB?
Yeah, so what it does is that...
Is it on purpose one?
Yeah, it's on purpose.
Oh.
So it creates like white label content for clients that approach us. So this can range from anything like financial topics or lifestyle topics or travel topics. So we write all these articles or like content pieces about all these different subjects. So white label means like I don't put my name on it. Like Her Ming doesn't write it.
Then who writes?
So they can take it and say like...
Oh, but you wrote it?
Simon Lim of XXX company wrote it.
Right.
And then like they can own it but they just...
Like you write a song for somebody but somebody else sings it.
Yes.
And
So
then they get to say this is by Michael Jackson or something.
yeah. It's like a ghostwriter. Yes.
Right.
It's like
I see.
ghostwriting. Yeah.
Right.
So I do that, and I think in the short term it's always easy to do it yourself. Sometimes I give my writer to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I'm like, walao, write until like that. I go and write it first.
Is there any specific writing?
No lah, I cannot say. Okay, but I apologize. But it's true. There was that one
Okay,
time.
you can cut this bit if you're not happy.
Okay, no, I think it's fine. Yeah. But then after we sit down, we work together, and then we see like, oh, okay, actually the client wants it done this way, this way.
Yeah.
Then things get better. But in the short term, it's always tempting to take over yourself and to micromanage.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, wow, if I just do this, 2 hours settled.
Yeah,
already,
but in the long term, it will kill you because
Yeah.
then you have so many tasks to do.
But I think it also depends because I have friends that also run media businesses, and one of the dangers with that is that if you pour a lot of time into investing into somebody, then they just leave also. You know.
Actually, that's why some SME owners become overly attached to their stuff. Like they're very angry when people leave.
Or like not loyal, right?
Yeah, I think also because they see like, I put so much time to train you.
Yeah.
And this, then you just leave because an MNC
Poached you.
pay you higher.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, it makes sense from the employee's point of view.
Actually, I think we have done exactly that.
Yeah.
In our career.
Right. I mean, you so like this person going to pay me 40% more. Of course, I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, like, how do you not
and
ask me to go?
From the business owner's point, like
Yeah.
I mean, if they put on like their employee hat, they're like, oh, of course they will leave. They pay 40% more, and
Yeah.
and I cannot afford to pay that.
Yeah.
But I guess it hurts because it is a lot of time and effort.
But how do you reconcile that then? Like, so you don't have a team of writers right now yet, like for Woke Salaryman.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that then, as a media business owner that also delegate writing stuff out? What do you think about training people up and stuff?
Yeah, I think you can train people, and you must always be prepared that they find opportunities and they will leave. In the end, if you do not provide a competitive enough environment.
So train them anyway.
Yeah.
For your own sake, but be fully prepared and don't be offended when they leave.
Exactly. I think easier said than done, of course.
Yeah.
But also I believe that you don't, like smaller companies like ours, we don't always need to compete in terms of like money or paycheck, right?
Yeah.
Like I think maybe what's a MNC? Big company. Okay, maybe like a big agency can pay someone 6,000, right?
Yeah.
Then we can only pay this person 4,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's a big.
Yeah, of course, you know, like
Yeah.
it's very tempting to go over to the big company.
Yeah.
Purely because of the money. And if someone did that, I completely understand.
Yeah,
because I used to be that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, but as a smaller company, what you can control is like your culture, your benefits.
Creative freedom.
Yeah, creative freedom. You know.
Flexibility of like working from anywhere.
Exactly. All these things that MNC might struggle to do because they have to call their HQ in Paris.
Yeah. To ask for permission.
Yeah, you can actually do it.
Yeah.
And I find like small companies that try to squeeze every job out of their employee is actually doing like the worst thing. Because then bad culture, bad pay, you attract not worst people. You attract people who cannot go anywhere else.
I see. So not only are you a small company, you also have this kind of like no flexibility in other areas to have any leverage.
Every day like the boss come look at you like, I mean you don't like it also, right? Yeah. So I mean we're talking about upward spirals and downward spirals.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you pay your people less, then the culture no good everything.
Yeah.
You get not so good people.
Yeah.
Not
Produce
so good
not so
people,
good work.
produce not so good work. Not so good work means the portfolio not good to show people. Less clients.
Lousier clients.
Yeah, lousier clients. Lousier clients
don't pay well.
Wow, lousier clients don't pay well, don't pay on time.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, good case scenario, like revenue starts falling.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, your company doesn't even survive.
Yeah.
But then if you can pay people well, foster a good culture, then after that, the work produced is better. More clients get attracted to your agency or your
better
business.
clients that pay well and punctually.
Then it just goes
good
up.
portfolio. And then again, because of the good portfolio, good people want to join you. Yeah.
Exactly. But all this is of course it's
the cycles that go up and down.
It's easy to say but it's hard to do in practice.
Like this training people thing, right? I think the way that I like to think about it as a manager sometimes is that let's think about loyalty. A lot of people talk about loyalty. It's in the mission statement and values and all that stuff. And we talk about your company being like your family. I sort of understand why that might be something that people say, but I got quite cynical about it, or quite jaded about it, because I always feel like, what does family really mean? Family means yeah, you're gonna say the Lilo and Stitch thing.
Yes.
Family means what? Ohana means family, and family
Ohana
means
family.
and nobody gets left behind.
Yes.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
gets left behind.
Yeah, so what family means compared to like colleague is it is love. It's not just like, and love means that you stick around no matter what, even if things get bad. And I don't expect a business to do that for me. I don't. A family means I'm irrational and I'll be around even though I hate your guts, and even though it doesn't make sense for my bottom line. Not in the long term or in the short term.
Yeah.
So what the approach I prefer now as a manager when I'm hiring and also talking to some of my colleagues about what they want to do in the future, right? I don't like asking like questions that are like, where do you see yourself in our company in 5 years? I'd rather just cut to it and go, okay, what do you actually want to do in 5 years? And also, what do you want to do with your life? And how can we as a company be a stepping stone to help you get to where you want to be? That final stepping stone can still be the woke Salaryman, but I'm expecting it not to be. So how can we just work to what is your passion? Then can we do something that helps you
to angle,
turn towards there, turn towards
to
there
shift the trajectory towards where you want to go.
Yeah, even if you come and draw for us and you tell us that actually I would love to one day do a pangolin reserve or open something like that. I would love to, when there's opportunity, say, okay, how about this? You go and research a story about writing about being environmentally conscious, but do with budget one or something, then it meets our objectives and it helps you to tilt towards the perspective.
Yeah, next time you
that
can show
wanna go
your future
Exactly.
employer, hey,
Yeah.
I did this thing.
Or you could go towards that by working for another reserve first in a content capacity. Then through that, you can see operationally how they run and have some ideas for how you can do it yourself. A lot of ways to overlap with
To
other
navigate,
industries and move up on. Yeah, lah. So I don't care about all this family. All this family stuff, I rather consider later when we are working in the trenches, we are crunching through something and we emerge victorious. Then it builds some irrational thing that we care for each other. Maybe then, but I won't expect it
I
upfront.
think the problem with a lot of companies that say like we are family, what are you doing?
I'm checking if the recording has stopped. I'm very kanchong about it.
Is it?
Yeah, we need
has
a new camera. Lah. Maybe we should invest in a... Or let's use GoPro to record, but GoPro very wide.
Okay.
But yeah, you're saying the problem with companies.
Yeah, problem a lot of companies is like they say they're family, but they don't act like they're family.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, do they distribute,
The F word, I like to call it.
yeah. I mean, do they distribute like the profits?
Yeah.
No, they do not, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay to call like your colleagues family.
Yeah.
If you behave like they are your family.
give me shares.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
you can call me family.
Yeah,
Then
give
you
me
can
shares.
get me to wake up in the middle of the night to answer calls at 4 a.m.
Exactly.
Otherwise, don't call me family.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, how I prefer, and this is my approach whenever I join a company,
Yeah.
is I think of myself as a small company working for a big company. So all I am a service provider to a big company, right? That they pay like a subscription fee or retainer for me every month to do
I
this
see what
much.
you mean. Right.
Like
so instead of Herriming, it's
Yes.
Herriming Private Limited.
Yes.
And you are working. So what does that do for you though? Like I mean, it still sounds very similar.
So you
to
see,
me.
right? Employee might be easily lulled into these thoughts like, I'm gonna stay here, they're gonna promote me after this long. We are family, that's why, I should be here, I have an obligation. But by thinking as a company, I think it's very clear cut. You don't pay me enough, you don't pay me market rate. What will a normal company do? A normal company will find other clients.
I see.
Right. They will find other clients or they will negotiate better rates.
Yeah.
And we cannot then, let's end this working relationship because it's no longer beneficial.
So by considering yourself a company, what you're doing essentially is that you are viewing yourself and your contribution and your remuneration as business numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
And you are a profit entity and you
Exactly.
think about everything like that.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, just as I'm not saying like I make everything profit like outside my work hours, but just within my working life. I think of myself like, I'm a company, I'm an entity. I need to earn profit. Otherwise, I'm not here to do charity.
What do you think about people who, for example, and I've heard this before lah. I mean, like there's some, I can also kind of see where this is coming from. But people who say like thinking like this is a bit too transactional, and that you are basically making everybody into machines.
So, I think right, it's better to be transactional as a baseline. Then you apply like humanity on top of it, rather than being always like nice and always like assuming like the company will look after you.
Right.
So, I don't think being transactional means like being very cold and whatever.
It just means your foundation
Yeah, exactly.
is based upon something that is very objective,
Yeah.
calculatable, time-based.
And not easily blackmailed. Yeah.
Right.
You can't blackmail me into staying because like I am a company.
Right. Then anything on top of that, like the human relationship, you build
exactly.
on top of that, right?
Like just like for example, I'm not gonna treat my client like or a client or like a vendor like a subhuman being. Right? You can still
subhuman.
Yeah,
Like, not even not human, like subhuman.
Yeah, you can still
The
be
goblin.
You still can be like very
The gnome.
nice.
Right.
But then you just like the underlying principle is that I need to make money, you need to make money.
Yeah.
Let's have a mutually beneficial thing.
Actually, I like that a lot, no?
Okay, but you see, right?
Yeah.
Also, it makes sense because of the current power imbalance between most employers and employees.
In what sense? What do you mean?
The default, I mean, how people like see the world like in the default mode. The prevailing nature of like employers and employees, right, is that employers have a lot of power over employees by default, lah. If you have a lot of power over your boss, you're an exception. Therefore, it makes sense for you to, makes sense for the regular employee to kind of like actively guard against that by thinking themselves as a company. If not, then they'll be very easily like taken advantage of.
I see what
Yeah.
you mean. Right.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So it's just a general thing like that you're advocating for, because usually
Yes.
the employer will hold the cards.
Yeah.
So to protect yourself best, you just consider yourself like a company first.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And if you can work towards a position where you can actually have power over the company.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I think-
that's an exception usually. Yeah.
Of course.
And
it
I
is.
find that starting out, most people there are some people that will be super into it and they just come in and they kick ass and they're like, I want this paid, blah, blah, blah. But most people are not like that.
Yeah.
And I certainly wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you want to have power over your employer and not be subject to stupid rules like, oh, I'll give you your last salary so we can see your next salary.
Yeah.
Then you have to become the person who has power over the company.
Right.
And that's what in whatever field I go to, that's what I try to be. Because, well, I think working with bad people is quite...
Can be very
Yeah.
debilitating and draining on an
can be
everyday
really
basis.
tough. It's like the bad clients.
Yeah.
Bad client spiral already.
Yeah, not even the work. Sometimes just the people can really
Yeah.
get you so
I think
down,
sometimes like just talking to people who are rude to you,
yeah.
who like have low EQ, send
Yeah.
very rude emails.
Yeah.
It's just a mood spoiler.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
wish like sometimes when I receive this rude email, I wish like the client side someone can just tell the person, hey, can you not send your emails like that? You make the whole company look bad. Can you?
Actually, we receive some of them also.
Yeah. Actually, we do.
As the on the woke salaryman side of things.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can end the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Tell us what you want to see us talk about, then we can talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're gonna try to do one every week from now on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once every week.
I think can.
Okay.
Or once every 2 weeks. See
All right.
how.
Sounds good.
Okay.
'Kay.
Thank you for tuning in. Stay woke, salaryman, and see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.
See ya.
Say bye bye.
Bye.